That's your badge number there? You want to make the call or you want me to file a complaint? I have all night to fill out paperwork. Ain't that right, baby?
Damn straight.
That's a clip from Crown Heights, the 2017 film produced and co-starring Nnamdi Asomugha. The film is one in his growing body of work, which includes acting and producing. If Asomugha's name sounds familiar, it may not actually be from the big screen. For 11 years, he starred in the NFL, and in his prime, he was considered one of the league's best defensive backs. So how did he go from making plays to his latest project, acting in one? I caught up with Asomugha a few weeks ago to find out.
Dynamite, dynamite!
For more than a decade in the NFL, Nnamdi Asomugha built a reputation as an elite defender, a playmaker.
Excellent job of Asomugha.
His billing now is a bit different.
Right before you come out on the stage, are you nervous?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Were you nervous when you used to get ready to play a game?
Oh, without a doubt. But, you know, if you don't feel anything, then you're not alive. You know, that's what I think.
Peterson? Oh, I ain't forgot you, boy. Time to teach you a lesson.
Why don't you drop dead, Sarge?
Earlier this month, Asomugha made his Broadway debut in the Pulitzer-winning A Soldier's Play, just 6 years after retiring from the NFL.
I started the decade at the Pro Bowl, and I ended the decade on Broadway.
Wow.
I was like, this is really surreal. This is not a dream that I ever had.
Right.
And now this is so clearly what I should be doing.
As a kid in Southern California, the son of Nigerian immigrants, Asomugha's parents dreamt he'd become a doctor or lawyer. But he had something else in mind.
I loved playing basketball when I was a kid. I think the only real dream that I ever had was to play for the Lakers, and that got shut down, I think, my sophomore year in high school. But yeah, my brother was really my mentor, and his thing was football, and so that got me into football.
Even then, Asomugha says the dream wasn't the NFL. That was just the path he ended up on.
So when you finish your 11-year NFL career, do you start thinking, what's next?
Well, you better start thinking long before you finish your career. I mean, I started noticing from really my first year in the NFL that you can go down with an injury, your career could be over, you could get cut, you know, within moments, and then what are you gonna do?
The answer for Asomugha while still playing, part-time work as a TV analyst, which put him alongside me on ESPN2. Best defense left in the playoffs, Nnamdi, who is it?
Oh, if I'm going with the Jets. I mean, I did it with you, but I also did it with NBC. I did it in just so many different
But you loved it
places.
most with ESPN and on the show that I did,
But
right?
I loved it most with you. You know, it couldn't have gotten better. But yeah, I did it so much. At some point, I just said, I don't know that this is gonna be it. I think there's something else.
There was.
Whoa, Nnamdi Asomugha.
Thanks in part to a TV commercial.
The director pulled me aside and he was like, wow, you've got great ability. I mean, very natural, and this is not something that I see often with athletes. This is something you should really think about when you're done playing. Then a couple months later, he called me. He says, you know, I want you to be a part of my show, Friday Night Lights. You've heard of Cops and Jocks, right, Coach?
Yeah, second chance.
Yeah, second chance program. Yeah, well, we just brought this kid in this morning.
The show's director, Peter Berg, cast Asomugha in a cameo during the NFL offseason.
That confidence from him, I think, was something that kept me going down the path.
So when Asomugha retired from football at the end of the 2013 NFL season, he set his sights on acting.
I was a rookie again, so I had to start from zero. You take classes, and it's okay that as I'm doing Taming of the Shrew, you're seeing a football player, but it's okay, you know, this is part of the process.
Asomugha's first big film credit would come not as an actor, but executive producer on the acclaimed Netflix film Beasts of No Nation. Then, in 2017, the movie Crown Heights.
This is a man's life you're dealing with.
This time, not just a producing credit, but also a supporting actor role, for which he received 3 award nominations.
The truth is going to come out.
I knew that if I could create my own work, then people would be able to see that I'm an actor versus just saying, he's just a football player.
You get to choose the role you're going to play.
Exactly.
But it was on the stage, not the big screen, where Asomugha found a feeling he once thought was reserved for football.
I was doing a reading of a play in New York. There was a little holding room, and that was like essentially the locker room where all the actors were. You go out through like a tunnel, this thing that's very similar to what you're going out onto the field on. They announce you. Everyone's cheering, and then we kind of ran onto the stage and began our work. And I remember at that moment just being like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
In the dressing room?
Yes, this is it.
That led Asomugha to A Soldier's Play, a World War II-era drama dealing with racial tension within a Louisiana Army unit.
I just want to be in the space
Yeah.
of, you know, that time period.
There are a lot of actors, I have to think, who never want to do Broadway. It's live. You don't get a second take.
But that's football, isn't it?
It is.
It's live. You don't
Yeah.
get a second take. You better get it right. And I developed that muscle so much. I'm at my best when I'm in the fire.
He plays Private First Class Melvin Peterson.
I don't get smart.
Hands off me.
You want to hit old Sergeant Waters, boy?
Working alongside veteran actors Blair Underwood, Jerry O'Connell, and David Allen Greer.
I've never seen a person who can't act being taught how to act, because you just can't.
Right.
They have to have something to work with.
And he has that.
Yes, he does. He's really gifted and he's really great. And I don't think most people who come to the show know of his past.
I agree. But his fellow actors did.
I knew Nnamdi as the shutdown corner, and I'm embarrassed to say this. Just asked him to look at my fantasy lineup and just say, what do you think about this? And he would be like, I'm trying to concentrate on this Broadway show that we're doing. And I'm like, yeah, but could you just look at this? How do you think the Baltimore defense will do this weekend? But I have to be honest with you, he blew me away when we first did our rehearsal.
Just as he did on the football field, which in Asomugha's eyes was the perfect preparation for this.
Do you miss football?
Yes. You know, that was a great time. Football is definitely my first love, and now finding this world in entertainment through acting and producing. I didn't think that I would love something, you know, as much as I did, but I'm so grateful, you know, now that I do.
It was great to watch him in a lot of those things because I wasn't watching the Nnamdi that I knew that I had worked with. It really was watching a character. Should point out, he is married to Kerry Washington.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, I say that because I asked him the impact that that has, and he said, really, it's about just supporting each other in the projects that we do. And obviously, she has a knowledge in the industry that he didn't going in.
Yeah, his next movie went to Sundance.
Sylvie's
and
Love.
Sylvie's Love. A friend of mine is producing him in that, and she said, what a joy it is every day to go to work with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.